Hey folks, welcome to John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. It's November, and that means big lake trout on Lake Michigan. These fish are all in our harbors.
Close to 14 there.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a blast.
Fleet Farm presents John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. Fleet Farm, the ultimate fishing headquarters.
Yes, folks, a chilly November morning, and we're out on Lake Michigan, and November means lake trout. And this is a tremendous time to come out and vertical jig and cast for lakers, right, Caleb?
Yep, they come out of the shallow water. Any kind of rock structure you have, whether it's a break wall, a pier head, these fish come into the shallow waters with the cold temps and start putting on the feed.
Yeah, you and I have had a lot of fun doing this over the years, and what I want to tell the folks is we basically use our walleye and bass gear for this, right?
Light tackle.
Yeah, but the line is important, and I like to run about 20-pound Seaguar Smackdown, and fluorocarbon leader is important too, and the gold label Seaguar stuff is what you like. What pound test?
You know, right now for this rock structure, I like about 20 pound just because we're playing with zebra mussels down there, and these fish are big.
And Seaguar is the key, huh?
That is the key.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun today. We got a special guest with today, Captain Al. He's on my boat. I'm usually on his charter boat, and of course we got Henry Abbott, who loves trout fishing.
Oh yeah, no, he's getting big into it, that's for sure.
Hey folks, so show what we're using and how we're using it. All of that coming up right after this. You know, folks, fall and winter is coming, and for us, that means getting our ATVs and our UTVs ready. And Amsoil, you know, makes a product for everything a sportsman needs. And you even got an oil change kit for my UTV.
Absolutely. We've got oil for any UTV, ATV out there, and what we're taking a look at is oil change kits for the do-it-yourselfer. So we got everything that you need for oil change for a Polaris 2013 and newer in this kit right over here.
And you got Can-Am?
Can-Am, Yamaha, Honda, all the viscosities that you need to change your oil on any UTV, ATV.
And that's one thing, folks, that I love about Amsoil is that you can go on their website and they'll tell you what kind of oil you need for what specific machine you have.
Yeah, with the lookup guide, it really has everything there. So just put in your make, model, year, and ready to go.
Hey, thanks for keeping us on the road smooth, safe, and clean. Folks, go to amsoil.com for more information. Oh my gosh, look at the head on that. And look at that mouthful of weed. Look at that pike. Are you having fun with the tip ups?
Having a great time. Love beaver dam.
Oh, look at that, Blake. Holy cow.
Oh my God.
Look at that pike, Blake. Oh my gosh, look at the size of this pike. Oh gosh. That is a trophy pike right there, pal.
Oh, dude.
Oh man, is that
fish.
gorgeous. Look at this guy, folks. This is a beauty. Oh, wait till you see the tummy on this guy.
On that one.
Hey, welcome back, folks. As we talked about, we're going for giant lake trout off the shores of Milwaukee. And Caleb, there's a lot of different baits that you can use, but I like the jerk minnow and a darter head jig, and you like a Castmaster.
Yep, I'll do a Castmaster. Just, you know, it's got a treble hook there and you got the single hook. So sometimes when the fish get really aggressive, it's a lot easier to get that single hook out.
I totally agree. And when it's cold out, it's a lot more comfortable on your hands.
Yep.
Let's get them. Captain Al already. Was that your first time down there, Al?
First time down there.
What do you think of doing this instead of trolling?
This is awesome.
Isn't it? Now that could be a big lake trout. Look at that rod bend in there, folks. That thing's bent in half. And we don't have a very big net with us today, Caleb. So we'll have to get by with the smaller clam. Oh, there he is.
Boy,
what a
that's
way
a
to
good one
start
there.
today. That is a giant lake trout there, Captain Al. Come on, reel them in. It's a half-hour show, Al. Look at the size of that fish, Caleb.
Boy, is he a good
That
fighter.
is beautiful.
This is awesome.
Oh, that's a big fish.
Well, Captain Al, I'll tell you what, you're one of the best charter boat guys out here, but the first time jigging, what did that feel like?
Oh, it was awesome. Totally different. With the cold water, it really fought the whole way up.
And this is one of the baits that you also recommend, huh,
Yes.
Caleb? What is this?
That's one of the moonshine jigging spoons, and these lake trout really key in on the gold.
Hold that out. Hey, Al, that's a big
It's
butt
a
fish, buddy.
beautiful, good fighting fish.
Way to start us off. Hey, look at that, Henry. How long did that take you?
That was my second cast.
Your second
Right
cast.
after Al.
Now, you've done this with us before. Isn't this a special deal?
Oh my gosh, these fish are so big, and there's so many of them.
And what are you using there? You got your light walleye rod, huh?
Yeah, I got my light walleye rod and a blade bait I started out with.
Making any headway there?
We're getting there, John. It feels like a pretty good fish, though.
Well, we actually turned the camera off for a second. Let's see him. Ooh, another beauty. Henry, have it. Let's see here. We got to get him in that clam. What a start, guys. Holy moly. Henry.
That's two big fish pretty quick, John.
That's two big fish in about 3 minutes. I had to shoot the open of the show and tell you guys not to fish because we figured it would be this fast. And seriously though, Caleb, these lake trout will stay along the shoreline pretty much all winter then, right?
Yep, definitely.
So if you can get a boat out,
You're gonna catch a lot of fish.
yeah, that's amazing. Hey, Henry, like I said, I don't know anywhere in the world where you can do this, buddy.
No, this is pretty special, John.
Hey, Caleb, I'm hooked up back here, buddy. That was fun. Using a shiver minnow this time of year, Caleb. And what I'm doing is bouncing that bottom and then bringing it back up. Ooh, this feels fun. Now that is my regular 2B2 fishing walleye rod there, folks. And that's what makes this kind of fishing so much fun. Here he is already. Ooh, Caleb. You gonna get him, buddy? Ooh, look at the size
Boy,
of
that's
that.
a good fish there.
That really is a beauty right there. Nicely done. Folks, I'll tell you what, you can travel all over the world for lake trout, and we have it right here in our own backyard. And as Caleb and I talked before, this will last all winter long once these fish come in. And if you can get a boat in any of the launches between Racine and Milwaukee, you can get out here and catch these lake trout. And Caleb, again, what kind of structure do you look for?
Mainly a rock bottom, because these fish are feeding on gobies. You know, sometimes you'll find some shad or smelt around a warm water discharge, but these fish are mainly feeding on gobies.
And that shiver minnow, that's what that looks like,
Yep.
huh? And you just rip that up and down. Hold that fish up nice for us, will you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a big old male, huh?
I would have to think so.
God, is that a hook nose or is that just normal?
No, so the trout aren't like the salmon. They don't get that. But you know, these fish also, they're coming up here to spawn a little bit. And after they're done, they're definitely putting the feed bag on.
What's kind of cool, we're actually fishing anywhere between 44 and 36 feet of water, and we're basically just vertical jigging, a very relaxing way to fish. Now, is there any trick to this at all?
You know, the jigging part, good strong lifts, and then let that bait free fall and give it about a 3 to 5 second pause.
Okay.
Sometimes they'll hit it on that pause, or sometimes when you go to rip it up, they'll hit it on the rip.
So let it pause for a second once it's done sinking.
Yep, because that bait's still down there. It's almost like a pendulum, still swinging, so you got a little movement, and that'll trigger them.
Now, I'll tell you what, folks, we've been fishing all of what, about a half hour?
If that.
I mean, this is just amazing to me, and how accessible this is to small boats, too, on a nice day, right?
On a nice day, and like you just said, you want a good west wind. Oh man,
That's battling you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Back down
that
to
could
the
be a
bottom.
whopper dopper do there, old Caleb-a-roo, right? Look at him taking line. Okay, so what do you do? Just kind of keep pressure on him?
keep pressure. Let him take the line. He's probably going back down to the bottom, and then just bring him up slowly.
Can you get him off that bottom?
Yeah, I can see him now. He's coming up.
Oh yeah, there he is. Oh, get him, guys, get him. Look at how clear that water is and how big that lake trout is. Caleb, that is amazing. Now, how big is that fish right there?
This fish is probably 8 pounds.
Yeah.
You know, it's got beautiful colors too on the fins.
Now, the lake trout have been a real success in reproducing, huh?
Yeah, DNR, you know, and they've been doing a lot of studies with the DNRs out here netting them and keeping an eye, seeing how much natural reproduction we're getting and stuff.
Nice fish. Hey folks, mark your calendars for Saturday, December the 7th. I'll be hosting a live ice fishing seminar from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Oconomowoc Fleet Farm store. But don't worry if you can't be there in person, because we'll also be streaming it live on the Fleet Farm Facebook page. This is your chance to catch tips and tricks from some of the best ice fishermen in the Midwest, and check out gear from some of my favorite brands like Northland, Clam, and Rapella. And if you're one of the first 100 guests, you'll take home a collector's hat from Fleet Farm, just like this. RSVP today on Fleet Farm's Facebook page, and I'll see you there on December the 7th. Hey, look at that. Hey, Henry, tell the folks it's been a while.
It has been a while, John. This one smoked it.
And you know, we're marking a lot of fish that don't bite, aren't we?
A lot. They're coming, they're looking, but they're just not hitting.
I mean, that first half hour we got 4, and it's been about 45 minutes. I'm glad you're hooked up there, buddy.
Yeah, we got one.
Is that a big one, you think?
It feels pretty good. I ain't making any room on it at all. It's just going.
Now, you got one mounted out here, right?
I did, that we got a couple years ago. We got a big one.
How big was that?
I think it was 42 inches.
About 22 pounds.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful fish, Henry Abbott. Wow. Hey, Henry, what are you using there, buddy?
I got a blade bait on still, John. We keep switching, going back and forth, because we can't get them to bite. We can see them, and just keep going back and forth. And
You gotta hold them, Henry.
Look at that, Henry Abbott. Isn't that special, buddy? You know, how big that fish is? 12, 14 pounds, isn't it, Caleb?
It's all at 12, John.
All of 12. And are the females fatter?
You know, some of them are and some of them aren't right now. These fish are just finishing up spawning, like we said before. They're just trying to get as much food as they can before winter.
Now that fight took you what, about 5 minutes?
yeah,
4
a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, and I mean, they just dig, don't they?
They're strong fish, John.
Yeah, nice job there, Henry. We were fishing Lake Michigan out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A 0-hour drive from Milwaukee, 1.5 hours from Chicago, and 4.5 hours from Minneapolis.
Out here, it takes a certain type. The type who's always the first one out. The type who knows deep down everyone else is just fishing for second. Enter the Apex Series. See more fish. Seize more victories. Settle for nothing less. With unrivaled clarity, it's the top fish finder for the most demanding type of angler. Only from Humminbird.
Folks, I've relied on Johnson Pump products for many years, and now they're even better. Check out the new Aqua Void Bilge and the Aqua O2 Aerator.
The best advantage with the new products is no tools necessary to replace your motor cartridge. Quick watertight connector and the same easy change cartridge. With the new motor cartridges, we have a high efficiency impeller and a low amp draw motor. To the angler, they're gonna have faster fill of their live wells, and they're gonna have better aeration along with a faster evacuation of their bilge. This pump will fit on any boat. It has a multi-configuration inlet port as well as a 360 rotation outlet port.
Johnson Pump, reliability on board. What were you doing with that one now?
You know, you guys are vertical jigging. It kind of slowed up, so I just put on a spoon and started making some long casts and just jigging it back, kind of like how we do for salmon sometimes.
Yeah, that's something we should talk about too, because lake trout are normally, you fish them on the bottom, but sometimes they're all over the water column.
Oh yeah, we're seeing plenty of fish jump out here too.
And lake trout will jump?
Oh yeah, big time.
When they're chasing bait?
Chasing bait, and I think a lot of it's too like aggression, kind of like salmon. They're just kind of coming up and they're obviously doing their thing down below spawning, but they're jumping and all over the water column.
How you doing there, buddy?
Feels good.
Yeah, doesn't it? See him yet?
No. Oh yeah.
He's way up there in the front of the boat. I can't get a good look at him. Is it big? Oh, they're all just gorgeous.
These are beautiful.
I should have brought my other clam net. Look at the size of that fish, folks. And again, so you were casting that
Yep,
time.
I was just gonna say I was casting. You know, you guys were vertical jigging and it kind of slowed up there, so I figured I'd make some long casts and big long sweeps with that spoon. getting
Okay,
it up
so
off
the reef
bottom.
we're fishing tops off at 36 and it's about 50 around here.
Yep.
So a lot of the times those fish will be off the reef.
Yep, off the reef, and like, you know, the conditions are getting high sky, sun out, no cloud cover with very little wind, so these fish are sliding off on the deeper side.
That's a world-class lake trout. Are they good to eat, Caleb?
Yeah, guys eat them. You know, a lot of guys will smoke them though.
Sure. Caleb, can colors be important?
Yeah, John, you know, it seems like today, obviously we got high sky, not a lot of wind, but it seems like the brighter, shinier colors are working the best.
And that brings up another point. You know, when we first got out here this morning, we were the first boat out, and boy, we hooked up boom, 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 boom. So does time of day make a difference?
I think so, absolutely. I mean, you could see those fish were feeding. They were high up off the graph. You'd get it right in the school and you'd get them right away. Now it seems like they're a little sluggish. They're closer to the bottom and they're just kind of nipping at the bait.
So you will have an evening bite probably
Oh, yeah.
too?
Yep, these fish will fire off again.
Oh, Henry again. Now all of a sudden, Henry, the bite seems back on again. That's right after Caleb's.
Yeah, it's 2 or 3 pretty quick, John.
Now what are you using now? Still the blade
I'm
bait?
sticking with the blade bait, yep.
And you know, a lot of times when they aren't biting real good, blade bait is kind of a reaction deal.
Yeah, you know, it's got that vibration to it and, you know, nice and shiny, so.
You know what's interesting? I haven't had a bite on plastics yet, Henry.
No?
No. Ooh, there we go. Is that a big one, Henry? I can't see. Let's see, Caleb.
Not a
they're
real
all
big one,
beautiful
but a fighter,
fish.
John.
That'd be a good one to grill, John.
Okay, Caleb, we talked before about eating quality, and that size right there is one that would be good.
Yeah, John, that's one that you could take home and put on the grill tonight.
How do you fix them on the grill?
You know, I put them skin side down on some tin foil, little lemon, salt, pepper, and then you just wait till they turn flaky and pull them off.
And they're good.
Very good.
You know, Henry, you fish with me a lot, and probably the reason you want to fish with me is what?
We always get Johnsonville's.
That's your favorite part of the day, isn't
That's
it?
a good part of the day.
And you know, when we're out today, you know, I like to cook something that's quick and easy. So I've got the Johnsonville double better with cheddars. Okay, so this is prime cuts of pork, then they smoke them, and then they put in their own secret spices, but then they double load them with Wisconsin cheddar cheese. Easy to cook, take about 5 minutes on the grill. When they're golden brown, they are good to go. Well,
outstanding.
Isn't that good? You know, I know Thanksgiving time is here, and you know, but nothing like, you could actually have those as an hors d'oeuvre. That would be good, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. There's a lot of cheddar in this.
Yeah, there is. Hey, folks, look for Johnsonville Double Better with Cheddars at your favorite retailer today. You can eat the whole thing? I just cooked your Johnsonville, and you're battling a fish?
Right away, John.
Oh, man, when that thing hit, he took out some drag, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, folks. And you know, the cool thing is, as we talked about at the top of the program, you don't have to buy any special equipment for this type of fishing, do you?
No, John. I mean, I just got a $50 rod. That's all it is. And probably a $50 reel.
Yeah, and these are the same rods and reels that I use for walleyes and bass, and you're good to go.
The biggest thing too is to have the right line for it.
Yes, and we talked about that at the beginning, and I'm running 20-pound Smackdown, but the fluorocarbon leader that we talked about, the gold label, that's really important.
That is really important to have a fluorocarbon leader, because when you hook up with these fish, you can see them sometimes 20, 30 feet down there.
And you know what? I really like the 12 to 18-pound test. You know,
Yes.
what are you running?
You know, I'm running a little heavier, I think 20 right
20?
now,
Okay.
just because of the zebra mussels.
Oh, that is a beauty right there. That was a long fight, Caleb. You know, how long did that take you to get that fish in?
Oh gosh, he came up and he swam back down to the bottom 2 or 3 separate times, John.
And we talked about the line, obviously, but the neat thing out here when you get a big fish on, and I think one of the main reasons, folks, that you can use your walleye and bass gear is there's no obstacles out here. They're not going to get caught in a piling or anything. You just got to battle them until they're tired.
Absolutely, yep, and these fish will definitely put the battle up.
Folks, it's time now to announce this week's winners of the Fleet Farm John Gillespie's Waters and Woods 2024 Fishing Contest.
This week's first winner is Randy Eslinger of Boyd, Wisconsin, caught this 15-inch crappie on Cable Lake using a crawler. Ken Krasinski of Tinley Park, Illinois, caught this 43-inch lake trout on Great Slave Lake on a Daredevil Husky Senior. Madeline Lumens of Waupun, Wisconsin caught her first muskie ever, 49 inches, on Fox Lake using a bucktail. Jerry Witt Jr. of Kenosha, Wisconsin caught this 30-inch walleye on Cedar Lake using a jigging wrap. And this week's first kid winner is Callie Zorn of Eau Claire, Wisconsin caught this 14-inch crappie on Lake Altona using a minnow. And Riley Jimenza of Altona, Wisconsin caught this 27-inch walleye with his papa on the Mississippi River using a night crawler.
When you're meeting with a client, it's so important that you're present with them and you're listening. I've heard lawyers say your job as a trial lawyer is to read the law, understand the law, make the argument. You can't get emotionally connected with your client. I completely disagree with that. In order to tell your client's story, you want to learn what's important to them. Sit down and have a meal together. Learn about their family. Learn about their history. Learn about where they're from. You have to emotionally connect with them. It's their story. It's not ours. And the only way to do that in an effective way is to truly care, to truly connect, and listen.
Hey folks, mark your calendars for Saturday, December the 7th. I'll be hosting a live ice fishing seminar from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Oconomowoc Fleet Farm store. But don't worry if you can't be there in person, because we'll also be streaming it live on the Fleet Farm Facebook page. This is your chance to catch tips and tricks from some of the best ice fishermen in the Midwest, and check out gear from some of my favorite brands like Northland, Clam, and Rapella. And if you're one of the first 100 guests, you'll take home a collector's hat from Fleet Farm, just like this. RSVP today on Fleet Farm's Facebook page, and I'll see you there on December the 7th. We just moved spots, and it is interesting because we're watching 3 different locators. We got the side imaging, we got the 2D, and we got the live scope, or the Mega Live, and you can see a lot of fish, huh?
A lot of fish, John. You probably get easily 20 to 30 fish look at it before you even get a sniff.
Which is really interesting. I bet you if you stayed out here till dark, folks, you'd have a bonanza, wouldn't you, in that late afternoon deal?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a beautiful fish. Oh, that is a beautiful fish, Caleb
Nice
Zorn.
job, Henry.
What I want to take a look at when we're done here is these colors. That is amazing fish there, Caleb.
Beautiful.
And you know, I don't know about you, but I think they're prettier when they're white like that than the yellow. What do you think?
I'm opposite. I like that
you're
yellow.
Opposite?
Yeah.
And that is what? That's got to be 12, 14 pounds.
Yeah, it's a solid 12-pound
But
fish,
the average size that we're catching out here is amazing. And you know, we talked about the lake trout bite in late fall and winter, but the brown trout fishing can be real good too, right?
Yeah, as soon as we start cooling off a little bit, that brown trout fishing will be phenomenal. It always is.
And if you want to come out here in a small boat, I think it's real important to stress you got to watch the wind, and west is the best.
Yes, yep.
The offshore wind, right?
Yeah, you don't want to get caught out here in one of them big north or northeast blows.
Yeah, gorgeous fish, buddy. What was that one on?
A jigging spoon. Henry's got the blade bait. I got the jigging spoon.
Nice. Taking a break in between lake trout, we got to talk. We're off Milwaukee today, but you know, you live down in Kenosha. Are there other areas along the lakefront?
All the way from the state line going all the way up to Sturgeon Bay. There's rock humps out here and different rock jetties that are fishable. Yeah.
And so what you're looking, and you get a nice Lake Master chip, a map of Lake Michigan. You can see where those little undulations are. Huh?
Yeah, you can definitely pick out the contours and the little isolated rock humps, and that's what you want to key in on.
And we can't forget, you know, you and I go down to Chicago every late December or January, and we do pretty good down in the Chicago harbor too, don't we?
Yeah, this whole shoreline has fish.
So just look at the map and try to pick out little humps where rocks are.
Yep.
Well, you got to go to the doctor, so we're going to have to cut our day short, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a sad thing to do, you know. It seems like they're getting a little more active, but...
Well, like you said before, that breeze helps a lot, and it has been an awesome morning of fishing, though, Caleb. Seriously.
It has.
We've been out here 3-4 hours, and the number of fish we've caught is probably double digits.
Oh, yeah.
This one feel pretty good?
Yeah, oh, yeah, he's already right here.
Okay, we need that net, guys. There it is, and Henry will do it up front. Henry, nice job. We have seen a lot of beautiful fish today, Caleb. But you know, we talked a little bit earlier in the program about the one that Henry caught last year that was probably 22, 23 pounds.
Yep.
You do have a shot at like real big ones like that?
Oh, you got a shot at a trophy out here, but the thing of it is it's more of a numbers game instead of a trophy fishery, but you do get a trophy mixed in every now and then.
So after the spawn, as we get deeper, you know, into early December and all that, they will disperse and stay along the shoreline, and vertical jigging your best bet for that?
Best bet for it, and then sometimes, you know, you can do long cast and retrieves for that also.
Yeah, well, it has been. Hey, Henry, what did you think of the day there, buddy?
This was a pretty good day. We had one little slow point, but for the most part, we caught fish most of the day.
Well, we can drop Caleb off and come back.
I'm good for that.
Seriously?
Yeah,
let's think about that.
Caleb Zorn guides the Wisconsin waters of Lake Michigan. For more information, give Caleb a call. That phone number is 262-515-7944.
Get ready for the ride of your life. Right now, we have amazing deals that you can't miss. From rugged trails to family fun, the Yamaha Wolverine is built for it all. And with our exclusive financing and customer cash options, your dream ride is closer than ever. Experience the ultimate blend of performance and versatility. Don't wait. These deals won't last long. Visit your local Yamaha dealer today and start your new adventure.
Pete, I'm getting too old for this.
So John, you haven't heard of Brian's Custom Steps?
Oh, Pete, those are awesome. How can I get a set?
Yeah, I love these big no-slip platforms, and they're made right here in Wisconsin.
For more information on Brian's Custom Steps, call 920-315-0333. Unusually warm day, you took your coat off.
This is wild.
Isn't it? No, but again, folks, you look for west wind, and you know, during the course of a week, you're normally going to have one day where you can get out here.
Yeah, you should be able to find one day where it's, you know, weather permitting, sneak on out.
Yeah, and again, it's lake trout, and later in the wintertime, we got brown trout, and there's also some steelhead around.
Steelhead start roaming around, absolutely.
Are you guiding at all?
Yeah, we'll be doing some weekend stuff coming up here through December and then the first part of the year.
Sounds good. Thanks, buddy.
Thank
folks,
you.
That is our show for today. Please join us next week. I don't know where we're going to fish at. We'll find a place somewhere. Until then, I'm John Gillespie, hoping to see you enjoying John Gillespie's Waters and Woods.